It's Tuesday, June 21st, and this is Mark from mlbdfsweather. Thanks for stopping by. Got a game to watch in terms of postponement delays today, and that is in Baltimore as the Padres. I don't know when the last time the Padres came and visited the Orioles, but they're doing so today. As we can see in this surface map, we have a cold front that's going through the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic and straight down across the Ohio River Valley today. And even though we have some games in the Northeast, New York, Pittsburgh, Boston, Cleveland, Detroit, those are more Great Lakes regions, the cold front should be far enough south of them where it won't cause an impact there. Boston, the front is just starved from moisture, so shouldn't be an issue there. Though I'm going to keep an eye out on any of these games. The game with the most risk is the one we went back to, San Diego at Baltimore. Here's what the simulated radar at 7 p.m. should look like. The front is sagging to the south. Thus, most of the rain should be south of Baltimore, too. There's PA, New Jersey, Maryland's kind of hard to pick out because of all the rain, but Baltimore's right there in the Inner Harbor region. So there will be some showers and thunderstorms around this evening. Question is, are they far enough south and spotty enough to get that game in? I think so, but I'm going to keep a close eye on it. As we get into the summertime, fronts really struggle as they get further south into the Mid-Atlantic, and sometimes they go slower than expected. If that's the case, we're looking at some major issues, and that's a legitimate concern. So I'm going to keep you posted on that as we go through the day. Hitting charts, besides Baltimore, for any ballparks that look good for hitters or pitchers in particular, a couple really stand out for me. One is Texas. It's going to be hot. There's a wind blowing in from right, which is good for hitters. And you may say, how is in from right good for hitters? Well, done some research, and what happens is the wind blows in from right. It hits some sort of structure behind home plate, and people that have been in Texas and go to a lot of these games, I've talked to them, and what happens is the wind sort of bounces off this thing, and it sets up a low-level jet or a jet stream out to right field. So a wind that's in from right or in from center is actually good for the hitters, allows the ball to carry very well. So even though the wind is not going to be that strong today, only I think I have them at 7 miles per hour, it's still an advantage to the hitters. But the bigger story may be the warmth. It's going to be in the low 90s to start, mid 80s to end the game. This is definitely a hitting environment. The other ballpark I like in terms of hitting is Baltimore. Wind blowing out to right. It's warm. It's humid. That's good for hitters. The ballpark that stands out to me that's going to favor pitchers today is going to be in Miami. The roof is going to be closed. Miami is a pitcher's ballpark when the roof is closed, or probably when the roof is open as well. Also keep in mind that game in Houston, the roof will likely be closed because of the threat of thunderstorms. And also, two other things to point out is the air mass has changed in California. The heat wave is over. Thus, LA and to a lesser extent Oakland won't be as warm as they've had been the last few days. That's going to bring the air density down back towards normal. We can also see at Dodger Stadium, they have a normal wind out to right because the wind is off the Pacific, allowing cooler air to drain in. So the hitting environments won't be as good in those two ballparks, but don't tell the Nationals about that, as they went against Clayton Kershaw last night and the hitting conditions weren't as good either. That'll